All right, guys, hey, Bob Brennaman here, and yes, I'm sitting on the roof of my car in Daniel Island. Today, we're very happy to introduce a new camera that we purchased. It's a 360-degree camera, and we're hoping to give you guys a different perspective on Charleston than we've given you in the past. And today, we're going to do some driving around. We're on Daniel Island, like I said. We're going to check out some new construction, and we're also going to drive around Mount Pleasant to give you a little bit of perspective of what's going on as we are sitting in early 2017, and there's a lot of new building, a lot more growth coming to this area, and we're going to give you guys a look at it today through a 360-degree lens, and we're excited. All right, guys, so I managed to get off the roof of the car all right, and I didn't hurt myself or break my iPhone, so we're in business, and you can probably see we are going down through Daniel Island right now on Seven Farms Drive. And we're going to pass through kind of the business district, and we've done this before in other videos, but hopefully you're getting a little bit different perspective on it from here. The Family Circle Cup tennis stadium was renamed. It's now the Volvo Tennis Stadium, and they still have the Daniel Island tennis over to the left, good clay court and hard courts. And then all over to our right, you got restaurants and shops. There's a Publix grocery store back there, and we're going to kind of make the block here to show you, at least what the downtown Daniel Island kind of has been built out to, and there's a lot going on over on the other side, which we're going to be to in a couple of minutes. But Daniel Island, just a phenomenal development. This is about 27, 28 years worth of them developing it. It was bought from the Guggenheims in New York, which they still own a good portion of the island, at least from what I've read. But this part through here is just, it's walkable. They've built more and more residential units downtown. So you've got a lot more condominiums back over to our left, and they're building more apartments and condominiums. Again, the goal that they have is to create some density and to create basically a city, a small town out here on Daniel Island. And I think that if you are you're coming from the Northeast, a lot of times you're coming from, at least the way I understand towns are laid out, this has a very familiar feel to a lot of people. It's been, at least my feedback I've gotten from people. Over to our right, may have talked about it before, but Laura Albert's, absolutely my favorite place for lunch. If you're ever on the island, go to Laura Albert's. I promise you will not go wrong with that. Looking back over to the left, this is where they're developing, the apartments and the condominiums. They're also developing a music amphitheater, or not an amphitheater, a musical theater for them to have shows and whatnot come out here. All down below, over to our left, is going to be commercial space, and then you can see residential space going on top of it. They've opened another gas station out here, and we're just going to cut through the Publix parking lot so we can get ourselves pointed back in the other direction. But this is what's happening on Daniel Island, and I think, from a commercial standpoint, pretty exciting. The residents that live out here are definitely embracing this growth, and I think it's a place that you definitely should put on your list of places to consider if you are considering moving to Charleston. And as I always recommend, find yourself a realtor that doesn't work for the developer. I don't work for the Daniel Island Company. You need to find someone who doesn't work for the developer. You want to find somebody who really, is going to show you everything out here and is going to have a focus of not selling the development to you, but selling what is the best house or, neighborhood to you. And, that's what a buyer's agent does. All right, guys, so we made it away from the business district, and we've made our way down to Smythe Park, and we're going to ride you through here. And I know I've talked about this over the years, but this is an 11-acre fishing and kayak lake. It's named after the Guggenheim's Charleston attorney, Henry Smythe. And, as far as where it is on the island, it's very close to the tip of the island. You may be able to see directly in front of me. You can see the spans to the Ravenel Bridge to downtown Charleston. But this is where, they've been building. And, as we ride through here, I think it's important to realize that most of the neighborhoods in Daniel Island have better tree coverage. This was originally farmland. So you don't have a lot of old trees like you do in other parts of Daniel Island that I've probably ridden you through in the past or you've seen online. So, as you ride through here, you kind of got to think about that. It's not like they clear cut it. There were no trees here to start with. But again, we're riding through Smythe Park. It's close proximity to the library, to the Pierce Park pool. And, houses range back here anywhere from the sixes on up to several $1 million. It just depends on exactly where they are. There's a pretty good mix of townhomes back here. And we'll ride you by some of those in just a second. But again, the architectural style, very, Charleston-esque. A lot of double porched houses, and a lot of detached rooms over the garages. So as you'll see on this video, you can see the garages are behind the house in most cases, and they have rooms over them, which is very popular. It's a great way to to have your guests come and stay with you and not feel like they're on top of you, and vice versa. So again, if you're needing that type of space, that's mainly what is out here on Daniel Island. The freestanding single family houses, for the most part, all have these detached rooms over garages. So we're spinning down here, and I wanted to show you these townhomes on Townsend. And these are called Townsend Place, and these were built by John Whelan. They finished them up in 2014, but they overlook this park. And these are 3 levels. They're alley fed, so you can pull in the back of them. They have elevators in them, which I think is certainly a necessity if you're going to have a 3-story townhome. And I'm going down the wrong way, so hopefully we don't get in a wreck. If we do, I guess y'all will have full view of it with the 360 camera. And so this kind of, again, is Smythe Park, and it's adjacent to Pierce Park and the Pierce Park pool, like I'd mentioned. And it would be somewhere, if you're wanting to be close to the schools, if your kids wanted to ride their bikes to the Daniel Island School every day, this would be an ideal neighborhood. And if you want more information about this neighborhood in Smythe Park, you can call or you can email us as well, and we can get you any information you need. And from here, guys, we're going to hop over to Daniel Island Park and kind of look at some of what's going on over there with the new construction and some of the new neighborhoods. All right, guys, so we've hopped over from Smythe Park, and we're heading into Daniel Island Park. And as we head over to this side of Daniel Island Park, you can see they've built the wharf, which you've probably seen in some videos that we did in the last year or so. But they finished these off. These are kind of luxury apartments, and they're right outside the main entrance to Daniel Island Park. And we're going to go in there right now and hopefully show you guys some new construction and some of the new lots that they just released. All right, guys, so we made it over into one of the newer sections of Daniel Island Park. We're in Ralston Grove, and you probably remember maybe the drone video we did last year. None of this was built, so all these have been built in the last, probably the last year or so. Over to our left, these brick townhomes are known as Ralston Place, and these were built by David Weekly Homes. David Weekly is a production builder, but he built these, and these are, townhomes in the Ralston Grove section. They're all brick. They're golf-oriented properties, anywhere from 3,000 to 3,200 square feet, and they're 3 to 4 bedrooms. And they're starting right now at the time of this video about in the $900,000 range. But a good product if you wanted to get into Daniel Island Park and you did not want to own a single family. I do think Ralston Place would be something you might want to consider. All right, guys, so we made it over from Ralston Grove. Again, we're still in Daniel Island Park, and now we're in Nobles Point. And Nobles Point is a section of Daniel Island Park that has a community dock that's going to be shared by residents that live in Nobles Point only. There are about 3 home sites that are listed right now at present. Looking at my notes, anywhere from $540,000 to $675,000 for golf views, and golf with marsh views in the $700,000 range for this section called Nobles Point. And this is what they've done. I've seen them do recently in Daniel Island Park is they're really starting to subsection off Daniel Island Park. It used to just to be Daniel Island Park, and that was it. But they've come in and basically building neighborhoods inside of neighborhoods, and many of the neighborhoods, the new ones they're adding, have some sort of water element as part of them. And again, Nobles Point has its own private community dock just for the people that live out here. And if you may be able to see straight ahead, out into the flat part is, the creeks and the Wando River out in the distance. But these are, pretty lots. Some of these are a little bit bigger than the ones that they sold in the last release. But these are good sized, building envelopes, and definitely something you should consider if you want your neighborhood to have a community dock or golf views, and that is Nobles Point. All right, guys, so we have made our way over to Oyster Point, which is off of Rifle Range Road in Mount Pleasant, and we're going to ride you through here, kind of give you an update on what's been going on over here. They've built a lot of houses, as you can see from the camera. And Oyster Point, it's a planned community. It's about 4 miles from the Isle of Palms, so you can reach the beach super quick from here. It's a couple of miles from the town center, and you have homes backing up to lagoons, backing up to wooded areas. The subdivision itself overlooks Hamlin Creek and Gray Bay, or rather Hamlin Sound and Gray Bay. And they have a state-of-the-art amenity center. You've got, I'm gonna spin through here where y'all can get a better look at it, but they've got tennis courts out here, and they've got a very large pool, fitness center on top of the building. And we'll spin through here just to give you a little look at it, maybe from this angle. But I really like Oyster Point. I mean, I think, it's a D.R. Horton community. So, the housing, the finish level on the Horton houses is I would say, is average, maybe a little bit above average for housing finishes. And the thing that I like so much about this is the fact that you're going to get a breeze blowing through here during the summer because of proximity to the ocean and the rivers. And I really like this location. It's hard to beat being as close to everything as we are. Like I said, very close to the beach, and you could be in downtown Charleston in, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes or less. But they've built some townhomes out here that have actually sold pretty well. They've got the Moultrie and the Hibben townhomes, and these are 2-level townhomes, and you're going to park underneath them. And they've been pretty well received. I think we have my agency has sold a couple of them over the past year. And as well as having D.R. Horton's product, they also have Emerald Homes. Emerald Homes is D.R. Horton's, basically their custom home provider. And I'm going to show you that in just a second. But this is Garrison at Central Park, and this is just built around a water feature. You can see the really nice oak trees that they've left intact, and I think it's finishing out pretty well. I mean, I would say they're probably 2/3 of the way done with this, maybe a little bit less than that. But Oyster Point has a lot of upside, and I'm gonna spin y'all through and show you some of the Emerald product. And Emerald Homes, again, is just their custom home builder. I mean, they build at a pretty good level. I mean, the finished level on Emerald is, almost as good as what you would get from a custom builder. They do a lot more moldings on the inside. You're going to find a lot more hardwood flooring and less carpet, and even a higher end package of amenities. And then you can see the homes that they're building. There are a lot of the style houses that many people that move here want, which are the double porches and gas lanterns on the front of the houses. The lot sizes are pretty much typical of what you're seeing in new construction in this area. These are all probably 1/4 of an acre or less. And again, this is a neighborhood close to everything. If you want more information about Oyster Point, or if you want me to schedule a tour to bring you out here and walk you through some of these properties, you can reach us through email, and you always can reach us on the web. And hopefully those numbers are popping up on the screen as we ride through here. That does it for this little update on Oyster Point, and we appreciate y'all riding with us.